Assalamu alaikum, my dear class. How are you? Today especially I'm talking to first year. Okay, students, how are you? I hope you are fine and fit at your homes. I just wanted to give you some tips for the paper, for the upcoming board paper and for the upcoming special mock examination paper. Fine. Now, when you attempt question number 1, you know your paper, question number 1 contains the MCQs, where you have to attempt the 20 questions. For that, if you want to secure very good result in that question, you should have thorough reading of your all text. If not, then you are going to suffer maybe. So I hope that you are reading, and you will be reading the text along with play and the poems and everything. Fine, to attempt question number 1 that can give you 20 numbers, along with the grammatical exercises in the book and the grammar that we have done in the classroom. Fine, and the grammar that we are doing these days on our channel as well. Fine. Question number 2 is very important question. I have all the questions in front of me on the I have the questions with me on the laptop. Okay, question number 2 demands you to write the answers about the comprehension of the text. Fine. Now, if you have not read the text well, what will happen? You will be attempting the answers generally, means without having appropriate information that is demanded in the question. So please read carefully, and please read the question carefully while attempting, because if you have not attempted well, that is because you have not read the question well and you have not read the lesson well. So your stories and your essays in the text should be read well. Okay, and you should and the tip for this question is that there must be a reference generated by you while attempting the question. Okay, the writer's name plays crucial role to leave an impression that you have read the lesson. Writer's name and the relevant vocabulary taken from the same lesson, that is really something very important. And above all is the presentation. Please focus your presentation. Presentation is something that can bring marvelous results for you. Okay, question number 3 is about the poem. About the poems, its first part is about the stanza that is given in the paper. That should also be attempted well, because it is the easiest question of the paper maybe, because the stanza is given there and questions are asked about the stanza. But you sometimes lose your numbers because you don't mention the poet's name, you don't seek help from the stanza itself, you don't try to understand the question and try to meet the demands of that question. So you have to look at the question very carefully to get some better idea that how the answer should be given. So the next question about the poem is very, very important. Okay, that is maybe about the theme of the poem or some other idea that is supposed to be described in your answer. That is the question where I need you to be writing the verses from the poem under discussion. Okay, you don't mention any verses, you don't write any lines from the poem, you don't write the poet's name, and then you demand to be given numbers. That is something not going to happen in the board examination, please. So you should have at least 1 or 2 stanzas or verses from every poem crammed or memorized, or utna test to hamara hai nahi, that should be memorized. So there should be some reflection of your understanding of the poem along with the verses of those poems, that particular poem that is being asked about. Okay, so be careful about that. The next question, question number 4, is about the play. Now here again I would love you to focus this question. This question contains 6 numbers and you can get those 6 numbers, or at least 5 numbers can be gotten Okay, this question must not be attempted generally, please. If you are being asked about Damon, your favorite character is Damon or Pythias. Okay, now divide the personality of that character into different parts. Means if Damon was loyal, if he was brave, if he was a true friend. Now write like an essay is written. Divide his personality into 3, 4, 5 parts and make it a beautiful attempt so that it may attract your examiner and make him ready to give you some respectable total. Okay, question number 4 is very important. Please attempt that very, very nicely. Thank you very much. And the next is question number 5, that is about the phrasal verbs that are supposed to be used in your sentences. Now again, some ordinary sentences are written without writing the meaning of the phrasal verb, without having consideration of the presentation and good writing. Why? Means now you are at homes and you can very nicely practice the attempt of your paper. It should be wonderfully done. Okay, write some sentences of your level, not the sentences of the level of the primary students, please. When you are using phrasal verbs, so you should reflect what you are. There should be some nice sentences written. Don't write the ordinary sentences, or if you're writing the ordinary sentences, at least write the meaning of the phrasal verb along with that. Okay, and so that the examiner may understand that okay, this boy or girl has prepared for the examination. Fine. Question number 5b asks you to supply the correct forms of the verb. Here your skills of grammar count a lot. Okay, if you have been attending the classes regularly and with passion and with understanding and with the will to learn something, this question is going to reward you in your papers. But if you have not been able to get what the teachers have been teaching in the classrooms, you might suffer. But you need to practice. If you need any help, I'm always there to help you as far as the verb forms are concerned or the whole paper is concerned. So you should also show your willingness. Each time your school is following you, your college is following you, we all are working hard day and night. Even being at home, don't think that we are sitting idle. We are working day and night. Okay, and you can see, you should visit the channel as well. There you can find the videos of your syllabus related material. So you have to have some consideration that your teachers are working, so you should also work. Being at home, we are at our own ease and convenience. We are at home, but we all the time keep on planning that how can we play a role to recover the loss that may be caused due to these unexpected vacations. Okay, and then question number 5c, that is about the punctuation. Now if you have been reading your texts, this question is from any para or any part of some of the lessons or some of the stories or some of the articles that you have read in your text. So punctuation is something that plays the role of traffic signals in the composition when it is written. So if you are a good reader, punctuation is not a problem for you. And I was surprised to see your attempts in the previous paper where you majority of your class fellows and majority of the students of class first year attempted very nicely. I believe it was a true attempt, but sometimes I feel that there was some problem, but I should not feel like that. It was really an honest attempt maybe. Okay, fine. Whatever you have done, we believe that you are doing it with honesty. Okay, now the next question that is there in the paper, that is the letter, the formal letter that you have to write to the principal or to some newspaper editor or any authority according to the demand of the question paper. Fine. Now my dear students, follow the pattern. We have been discussing the pattern of the letter. It is there in the book as well. Don't leave the pattern, please follow the pattern. And the tip for this question is that you should you should start the letter from a new page, please, and utilize the new page and the alignment and the presentation of the letter and the language. You don't have to be casual while writing a formal letter. You have to be formal in your thoughts, in your attempt, in your writing, in your thinking, everywhere. You have to follow that formality of the formal letter writing, okay? And presentation and handwriting play a vital role, and the alignments and where to start the letter and how to address and how to finish, how to start the body of the letter. So everything is mechanically assessed. So this is a technical question, so it should be attempted technically, please. Okay, the next is question number 7. That is having choices, that is offering choices to you. Either you have to attempt the paragraph according to your choice, or you have to translate. Fine. If you have to translate, then you should decide yourself that if you are good at translation, then go for that, no problem. But if you are not good at translating a paragraph into English, from Urdu to English, then don't attempt this question, means attempt the paragraph. Okay, better to attempt the paragraph. Fine. And in paragraph, you know that there should be a topic sentence, there should be unity, there should be order, and there should be variety. So you should follow the components of the paragraph writing. So inshallah, you will be having a very good result for this question as well. Coming to the last question of the question paper, that is where you are given again a choice. There is a choice between writing a dialogue or composing a CV. Again, it's up to you. Dialogue writing seems to be easier than composing a CV, but I saw that some of the students composed CVs. That was a tremendous attempt. That was wonderfully done. If you think that you can leave impact by writing by composing a CV, then go for that. But if you're writing a dialogue, please both the questions, means both the choices should be dealt very neatly and carefully, because if your presentation is not good in both of these choices, means if you're writing a dialogue and not following the proper alignment and proper way of writing a dialogue, you will suffer. The same way, if you're not composing a CV the way it should be composed, means neatness, presentation, and required components of the CV writing, if you're not meeting that standard properly, you are going to suffer. So my dear students, your paper is a tough paper, means language is different thing. Please don't consider that language is similar to any of other subjects that are being taught in your timetable. Please, language is the subject where whenever you touch the paper, whenever you have a pen in your hand and you are attempting some question and you are writing the first word, you are offering yourself to be assessed. Now this is something that needs to be understood by everyone, that English or Urdu maybe are different subjects. They don't have 2 + 2 = 4. No. Every time when you are touching the paper, because of your handwriting, because of your grammar, because of your spelling, because of your thoughts, because of your reference, because of your context, you can harm yourself. There is no one parameter on which you are tested. Like, I'm sorry to say, but in some subjects there are theory-based subjects. Okay, now every time the same theory is repeated, but English is not there. Okay, it doesn't stand there. It is far beyond that. Okay, if you are writing whatever you are writing, it is assessed on the basis of so many things, not only the information that you are giving in that answer. So it should be dealt accordingly. So in the end, my dear students, I wish you best of luck. I'm going to add some of the answer sheets as well in the end for your reference. Okay, I'm going to show you, by the way, that which of the answer sheets were better as far as the presentation was concerned. Thank you very much. Inshallah, this paper is going to be good for you. It is going to be an attractive selfie. Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I forgot to insert the mobile phone or the camera. I don't know why I have taken this selfie stick. Yes, I had to show you the answer scripts which have left some positive impact, and the answer scripts that have left some poor or bad impact on my heart, that is why I'm using this available resource. Now come to the board so that you may be shown some of the good attempts and some of the attempts that need to be improved. Thank you. Look at these two attempts. Okay, this one is the dialogue written by one of the very good students of my class. Very beautifully written dialogue, character name, and then space is left, and then there's a colon, and then the dialogue begins. So look at this attempt, and then look at this attempt. This is also an attempt by one of my very good student, by the way. Okay, look at this attempt. Okay, then come to this part of the board. This is question number 2 attempted. Okay, question number 2, where you attempt the questions of the comprehension. Okay, beautifully done, very nicely done. A long answer with a very good reasonable content along with the characters names. Okay, so this is a wonderful attempt. This is the attempt that is required in your papers as well. Look at the similar question which is attempted on this answer sheet. Now look at this answer sheet. Means it has 3 questions or 4 questions on one page, and it has 1 question on a page, 1 answer. Okay, now this is where the difference comes. Okay, now then you ask that why, sir, why I am not awarded the same way as the other person or other student, other mate, other class fellow has been awarded. There are so many areas where you have to improve while attempting the language papers. Please look at this attempt where the letter is written. Okay, things are okay, fine. It's a semi-block format that he has chosen to write, fine. The address is written here. This is the salutation. What is the problem? And this is the problem. This is a general problem. That is why I'm discussing it again over here. It has been discussed in the classroom. For example, you are asked to write a letter to the principal to create awareness about corona. Okay. Now, what should be the subject of your letter? Should we start to create awareness regarding coronavirus? To create? No, Baba. You don't have to start your subject like with some infinitive. Okay, to create, to allow, to permit. No, not like that. Okay, when you are writing the subject, you should extract the subject from the question. Okay, it can be a shorter subject, the awareness about corona. Okay, request to create, it should be request to create, or an application to create, or an appeal to create, something like that, not to create. Fine. The same mistake is repeated in I think in this attempt as well. Okay, the same mistake has been repeated over here as well. Apart from the other grammatical mistakes, this is a major mistake that is committed by some of the students. Now this is a good, apparently a very good attempt look, everything is fine, everything is fine. I'm not talking about the grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes, but this is a very good attempt. Fine. Now this is the presentation that is required in your letter. Fine. They should follow this pattern, and you should follow different ways of writing different answers. So but your presentation should be okay, your presentation should be attractive. It should not be like some of your classmates presentation. Okay, it should not be like the presentation of those who do not get what they need or what they deserve in their papers. So my dear students, presentation counts a lot. Okay, if I come to your house and you receive me very warmly, and then you present some sweet dish to me in a broken plate, what will be your image? When I will leave your house, there will be a bad image that I was served with sweet and delicious food, but the presentation was poor. Okay, then what shall be remembered? The way you served it, not the way you cooked it. Fine. We cook the syllabus the whole year, and at the time of serving, we sometimes do not follow those parameters that should be followed. So I hope that you are going to take benefit from these suggestions and advices. Thank you.